Good afternoon. How's everyone today? Excellent, excellent. Well, my name is Sharon Day, and I'm the U.S. Ambassador for Costa Rica. Now, I still say to myself, wow, when I hear that. It's like, you're the U.S. Ambassador. When somebody addresses or says Ambassador, I kind of look around as to who it is they're talking to, and it's me. Because I didn't get here on a path that as a child said, you know what, when I grow up, I'm going to be a diplomat. Or, you know, when I grow up, I'm going to be a U.S. ambassador. Or when I grow up, I'm going to leave my country to represent my country in another country. None of those things came to mind, is that would be the opportunity. But it did happen. I did get asked to serve my country. I did get asked to go to another country, to live everything that I'm comfortable with, everything that I know, my friends, my family, to go serve my country and represent it, and to help another country, which is how I got here. But my path was not a normal one. But I will say, when the opportunity was offered to me, and I was asked to serve, I fearlessly walked through the door like I knew what an ambassador did. And to be honest, only after I said, yes, of course I want to do that. Of course I want to leave the United States. Of course I want to go live in Costa Rica. And then I said, okay, what is a U.S. ambassador? What's an ambassador do again? And I will give you one clue, a couple of clues. The one thing a U.S. ambassador doesn't do anywhere in the country is visas and passports. So if you see me, don't ask me for a visa or a passport. It's the only thing. I can do everything else and do everything else, but not those two things. But I went through that door fearlessly because I knew that I had the ability, that I had prepared in my life and been ready to do that. I knew I could do it. And the reason I knew that I could do it is because of what that says before me, behind me, empowerment. Now, if you guys have been looking at that, if each of you have been looking back there and you see different words, and for you, empowerment may mean different things. For me, it was the individual empowerment. It was processes. It was power. It was learning. It was being ready for whatever that step was, so that when that door opened, I could go through that door. I could bravely, fearlessly go through that door because I knew that I had empowered myself over the years. But I didn't empower myself by myself. I was empowered by many others, by mentors and strong women in my life that had encouraged me and had helped me. Now, my career path was a different one because I also became involved in politics late in my life. I was an entrepreneur, businesswoman. I grew things, I built things, I trained, I was a consultant. But my husband and I, my late husband and I, we built a business together. And in 10 years, we took it from 3 individuals to over 150 individuals, offering insurance, reinsurance to tens of thousands of clients around the world. And so we did well, and someone came along and offered one of our reinsurers to purchase us. So we sold our business, and we retired to Florida, which is, I think, what everybody does in the Midwest. We retired to Florida, and one day we decided we're going to go register to vote. We're going to go down there and register to vote. And so my next career path was simply walking through a door to register to vote and having the person say, would you like to be the precinct committee woman for, it was 52R. What do? You just knock on the doors, and you talk to your neighbors, and you get them to vote. I went, sure, I get to know my neighbors. This is what I'm going to do. I don't know how to do it again, but I'll learn how to do it. I knew marketing. I knew consulting. I knew that. So I'm going to take those tools. I'm going to take that empowerment, and I'm going to become a precinct committee woman. So I do that, and I do the marketing funnel. Everything in a big marketing plan, that's what I do. And I ended up turning out the election for that precinct, the largest turnout of any precinct, by knocking on doors, sharing a story. And so from that end of it, the county level asked me to serve as their county representative on the state party. They asked me, because of that success, will you bring that success from the county to the state? What do you do? That's what I asked. What do you do? What does a state committee woman do? Oh, you go to 4 meetings a year. And this is my next clue I'll give you. If anybody ever tells you all you have to do is go to 4 meetings a year, run. Run. The opposite direction. Because 4 meetings becomes a lifetime of work. So in any case, I agreed to it. You run on a ballot in Florida for that. So I did that. I ran on the ballot, and I won. And the next thing that came to be is somebody approached me and said, would you like to be the representative on the national level for Florida for the Republican National Committee at the national level? What do? 4 meetings a year. Should have run. Didn't. But in any case, I did run. And I had to run statewide to get the election of all the Republicans around the state of Florida. And I was blessed to win. But along the way, I had to learn what was mattered, what was important, and listen to people. Here, understand, I flipped burgers in Leon County and Tallahassee. I drove rural roads in Washington County. I sat along the Swanee River in the back of a truck and ate sandwiches in Swanee County. But these were the things that helped me learn my state and helped me give me the guidance of what mattered and what was important to the state. So that's what I did. And there had never been a National Committee woman in Florida from South Florida, which is where I'm from, Broward County. You've probably heard Broward County a little bit in the news all the time. But in any case, I was able to, and I won. And so I served on the national level. A few years later, I chose to run for secretary of the party. I had been asked to run for co-chair by some of the individuals running for chairman. And I said, I don't know what they do. I have to have that knowledge. I have to have that understanding. So what I did was I stepped back and I said, let me run for secretary instead of co-chair and learn how the business of the party is done. And then, you know what? Then maybe I'll consider that. So that's what I did. And again, I was blessed. And I was elected by the National Committee, which is the representatives from all across the United States. So then 2 years later came along, and which will take us to the next slide, which is follow your passion. I didn't like the direction, to be honest, of my party. I didn't think we were diverse enough. I didn't think that we were strong in all 50 states. I thought we picked 8 or 9 states, we gave them all the abilities, and then we walked away from the rest of my fellow members. I didn't think that we empowered women. I didn't think we encouraged women to be candidates. I didn't think that we encouraged them to be chiefs of staff and campaign managers. We didn't think we encouraged them to sit on boards and to make a difference. And so for me, that step from being the 2 years of a secretary going forward to the co-chair was based on the fact of I followed my passion. My passion was to make my party better. My passion was to engage, encourage women to do more, to reach out, to get out of that comfort zone, to empower themselves to do that. So, which is what we had the ability to do. I took on an incumbent. I wasn't the favorite. I wasn't the chosen one. I wasn't an insider. But what led me to success was my passion to know that I can make a difference and to be willing to make a difference. And so that became the process of why I ran, which I won, what I do. Why I do it is that passion. So whatever you do in your life, whatever direction you take, find your passion and make that passion yours, own it, because that will be your success as you go forward, which is what I did. And I ended up serving as the longest serving co-chair in our party's history, a history that dated back to the 1800s, because I always believed in that passion of what I could do. The next one, respect. Respect those that got you there. None of us get to where we get by ourselves. We get there on the shoulders of someone else. We get there because someone believed in us. Somebody helped us. Somebody empowered us along the way. So respect that individual. If you think along the way, when you're successful, you got there by yourself, you've already lost. Because the reality is none of us gets there by ourselves. All of us get there with the help of someone else, someone that saw something in us, someone that believed in us, and someone that took us that extra step to be successful. So respect all of those individuals that got you. The next one, appreciate the people in your life, the people that sit next to you, the people that work with you, the people that you go to school with every day. Reach out to them and understand what they're about. because they are the people that will empower you. They are the individuals that are going to help you be successful because they are with you. So know what's important to them. Know what matters to them. Learn about them, and you'll be a better person, and that empowerment will be successful. Last, don't be afraid to fail. My biggest successes have been my failures. I didn't tell you that I also ran for chairman and lost. I ran for other things and lost. I started businesses in my life that failed. But all of those things, I brushed off my knees. We get up and we do it. It makes us stronger. So it's our failures that define us sometimes more than our successes, because we don't let our failures define who we are. We let them build who we are. So from that point. And then when we talk about, right before I close, I know that we have other speakers, you have other things, but then I will share with you a couple of things. Gender equality is empowerment. If we're empowered, we have knowledge, we know what we want to do, we have passion, we respect others. That's gender equality. And I also share with the women in this, the young women, successful women, nothing, no offense against the men in the audience. But the reality is that when you get out there and you're successful and you get out there in the world, you are going to have to work harder than a man. It's the reality. I did, you will. Sometimes your words will be spoken and they won't be listening to what you say no matter how powerful, important you think it is, because they're more interested in what you're wearing. You're going to find that you have to sometimes work harder. Work harder. You have a message to tell, have it told. That's empowerment. That's success. That's passion. That's the direction. And to be honest with you, that's why that I am honored to stand before you today as the U.S. ambassador to Costa Rica, because a door opened and I walked through it fearlessly, knowing that I had the ability because those before me had empowered, encouraged me, and given me the success to be where I am today. So reach for that ring, the highest ring you can, and be ready when that door opens and walk through it fearlessly. That's our success. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. God bless.